Hey, what's up, folks? How's it going? This is Waj. Hope you guys are all doing well. So, several weeks ago, the new PlayStation 4 Pro came out. We had a chance to test it out for a couple of weeks now. And what we're going to do is actually do a direct comparison between the graphical performance compared to the original PlayStation 4. So, if you guys are interested in perhaps upgrading to the new PS4, I want to see if it's worth getting over just the standard PS4. This is a perfect video for you. So without any further ado, let's see if the PS4 Pro is worth it. Now, the design on the new PS4 Pro is quite large. It's in fact even larger than the original PlayStation 4, measuring about 11.6 by 12.8, and it's about 2.1 inches in terms of overall thickness. Consequently, the new PlayStation 4 Slim Edition is certainly going to be the more compact gaming solution, but with that large size does come a tremendous amount of internal hardware. Firstly, it's using a faster version of the AMD Jaguar 64-bit processor. It is still an 8-core chip like the original PlayStation 4, but the big improvement comes from the upgraded AMD Radeon GPU. In terms of peak gaming performance, you're looking at a capacity of 4.2 teraflops versus the original PlayStation 4 and indeed the Slim. It can output about 1.84 teraflops in terms of their gaming performance. Both have 8 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory, and some other notable upgrades is that we do have AC Wi-Fi technology in the Pro Edition versus the older generation had the slower, more conventional 802.11n. So you are going to see some increased wireless capacity, especially helpful when downloading all those large size gaming files and streaming 4K video. Beyond those notions, in terms of connectivity, we still have a built-in power supply, so things are still very convenient in terms of connectivity. We do have HDMI 2.0, so full 4K output at 60 hertz refresh rate is the capabilities of what this port has to offer. We also have the PlayStation extension port for their camera, as well as an optical audio connection, which is lacking in the new PS4 Slim, which was funny enough available in the original PlayStation 4. Additionally, we have 3 USB 3.0 connections and a gigabit Ethernet connection for wired networking connectivity. Now, from a gaming perspective, what the PlayStation 4 Pro offers opposed to the original PlayStation 4 is a couple of different things. Firstly, you're going to be able to output some gaming titles in full 4K resolution at up to 60 hertz refresh rate or frames per second. Additionally, you're also going to have some super sampling capability. So basically, even when viewing 1080p games on a 1080p display, you are going to notice that details are going to become sharper. Your render quality is going to go up, and environmental textures and a whole bunch of gaming assets will look generally better compared to the quality that you'll get playing on a standard PS4. Additionally, depending upon the gaming title that you're playing, your frame rate should go up as well. So no more playing games at 30 FPS or 45 FPS like in the standard PlayStation 4. Most of your games should be running hopefully at 60. Now, when you are playing some titles in 4K, your frame rates can dip well below 60 FPS, but that's kind of to be expected since this hardware is really being pushed at that super high Ultra HD resolution. Now, in addition to that, if you're a fan of the PlayStation VR platform, you are going to see some benefits in terms of both rendering quality and overall frame rate consistency. Again, it's going to be dependent upon the gaming titles that you're going to be playing in VR, but you should see some performance benefits in VR when using the PS4 Pro. Now, the key thing with all this is going to be the gaming titles that you're going to be playing. Now, luckily, there's actually quite a lot of launch titles available right now for the PlayStation 4 Pro that have the enhancements kind of built in, and more developers are going to be pushing out updates as we go out through the months and years. Now, the key thing as a side-by-side comparison standpoint goes is playing Battlefield 1, as well as a couple of different titles, including Titanfall 2, I have to conclude that overall, when playing even in 1080p mode, you do definitely see more clarity. The frame rate is certainly always at the higher end spectrum compared to the PlayStation 4, which hovers sometimes well below 40 FPS and kind of has a hard time struggling 60 FPS. And generally speaking, in terms of texture units, the render quality, and even items in the distance, depending upon the game that you're playing, you're going to see more detail and have a much more high fidelity experience. Now, of course, if you have a 4K display, you're going to see the sharpness of these enhanced games being fully utilized to your native resolution, but you also see benefits in terms of color reproduction and overall, again, frame rate consistency that you're not going to see in the standard PS4. Now, what I'm going to do is you guys can actually take a look at the side-by-side comparison by yourself and see whether you see any specific differences, and you can also watch this video in 4K to get the best quality possible right now on YouTube. So let's get right into it. But really on that, guys, that's really it. As you can see, in terms of the overall graphical performance, frame rate consistency, details in the environment, the PlayStation 4 Pro definitely offers something beyond what the standard PS4 is currently giving you right now in terms of the overall visual performance and experience. Now, of course, we didn't really mention too much about PlayStation VR, but I did do some testing on it, and I found that the overall frame rate consistency is definitely a lot higher. In terms of overall clarity and sharpness, it's going to depend upon the specific titles that you're playing right now. Currently, there's not a lot of enhancements that software is pushing out to make those titles feel a little bit more immersive in terms of the overall graphical performance, but I'm sure as more and more games come out for PSVR, they're going to be optimized for that PS4 platform. Now, one big thing is going to be how is this PS4 Pro going to compare against a moderately powered, let's say $500 to $600 gaming PC, and that is going to be a future video that we're actually working on right now. In fact, I'm currently working on it, and by the time you watch this video, that video is probably available. So check out in the description down below for more detailed information on how a $500/$600 gaming PC does compared to the PlayStation 4. But really on that, guys, that's really it. If you have any specific questions, let me know. Also, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you later. Take care.